Our yesterday's topic was pancreatitis, no? This is of pancreas, acute pancreatitis and chronic pancreatitis. So what is pancreatitis? Definition of pancreatitis? Yes.
Inflammation of pancreas.
Inflammation of pancreas. Which type of inflammation? It is infection or inflammation of pancreas. What was the definition?
Interstitial inflammation of pancreas.
Yes, reversible lesions characterized by infection of pancreas ranging in severity from edema and fat necrosis up to parenchymal necrosis, which is with severe hemorrhage. Okay, that was the definition of pancreatitis. Okay, acute pancreatitis. Etiology of pancreatitis? Yes.
Metabolic, mechanical,
Yes.
vascular, and infections.
Infectious.
Yes. So metabolic conditions?
In alcoholism,
Yes.
hypercalcemia,
Yes.
Hyperlipidemia.
proteinemia,
Yes. Hyperlipoproteinemia. It is hyperlipoproteinemia.
hypoproteinemia, drugs,
Drugs, yes. And genetic factor. In mechanical conditions, it is trauma. Yes.
gallstone,
Yes.
And
Preoperative injury.
Yes.
perioperatic
Perioperative. It is not preoperative. Preoperative injury कैसे हो सकता है? Preoperative injury never occur, no? Perioperative, that is, if there is operation of any the near organs, so around that while the doing procedure, there may be injury to pancreas. Okay, while operation, perioperative injury. It is not preoperative. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Then vascular causes. What are the vascular causes?
Shock,
Yes.
shock, polyarthritis nodosa.
Yes.
atherosclerosis.
Yes.
Then
Atherosclerosis.
atherosclerosis.
You can write down atherosclerosis, then embolism like this. Okay.
Yes.
Then infections.
Mumps,
Yes.
Mumps, viruses.
Yes.
Viruses.
Yes, it is the virus. No, mumps is a viral infection. Measles is a
Yes.
viral
Yes.
infection. Coxsackie virus and
Coxsackie
mycoplasma
virus,
pneumonia.
pneumonia.
Okay, so mainly this pancreatitis caused due to viral infections. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. ठीक है. 31 participants, less participants today.
Yes.
Where are others? 40 students, no, in your batch.
Yes, ma'am.
40 plus, I think.
41.
Yes, so today is only 31 present. Okay, ठीक है. We'll go towards. So, this is of gallstone. In that, we are going to discuss about cholelithiasis and cholecystitis. Okay, today we are going to discuss about cholelithiasis, that is gallstones, like renal calculi. Here we are going to discuss about the calculi in the bladder. In the gallbladder. Okay, not bladder, it is a gallbladder. So cholelithiasis, that is gallstones. Okay. Are you remembering the causes of renal calculi? Yes. Just revising. Renal calculi. Yes. What was the causes of renal calculi? I have taken all these things. Renal calculi. What are the causes? So this is assignment for you. Huh? Write down the causes of renal calculi, etiology of renal calculi, classification of renal calculi, types of renal calculi. Okay. If you prepare this both things simultaneously, it will be more interesting. Okay. What is the pathogenesis of renal calculi, then pathogenesis of cholelithiasis? You prepare simultaneously, one after other. Okay, like this you have to make group, that is this is the group of calculi. So in that you have to study gallstones and renal calculi, gallstone calculi, renal calculi, like this you have to study. Okay, now cholelithiasis, there are three types. One is pure gallstones. Okay, then the second one is mixed gallstones, and the third one is combined gallstones. Okay, third one was combined gallstones. So the first is pure gallstones. Okay, pure gallstones means they get originated from a single substance. Either they are cholesterol stones, either they get prepared from bile pigment or calcium carbonate. Okay, I am audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So pure gallstones, the first type is pure gallstones, cholesterol stones, bile pigment stones, and calcium carbonate stones. Now, what are the characteristics of cholesterol stones? They are always single, then the shape is mostly oval and yellowish white in color. The color of cholesterol stones is yellow and white, yellowish white, creamy color. Okay, they always appears as a single, and the shape of cholesterol stones, they are oval in shape. Then the second type is bile pigment stones. The characteristic of bile pigment stones, they are always multiple, they are small shape of this particular stones, they are very small and like black berries, dark color stones. Bile pigment stones, they are always dark color stones, they are small and they are multiple. Then third type is calcium carbonate. They are multiple, they are grayish white in color, and the size of the stones are small. They are not large stones, they are small in the size. Okay, cholesterol stones, they are little big one than bile pigment and calcium carbonate stones. Okay, so these are included in the pure gallstones. This is the first type, pure gallstones. Three types, like they are prepared from a single uh, thing. We call it as cholesterol, then bile and calcium carbonate. Either they prepared from cholesterol, either they prepared from bile pigment, or either they get prepared from calcium carbonate. Okay. Now the second type is mixed gallstones. The second type, yes, yes, yes. Please raise your hands. Who want to ask? You can ask me anytime if there is any query. Yes. Now the second type is mixed gallstones. Okay. So these mixed gallstones, they get prepared from cholesterol, bile pigment and calcium carbonate. Okay. So they get prepared from these three things like cholesterol, pigment, that is bile pigment, and calcium carbonate. So mixed gallstones. And the third variety, it is combined gallstones. Very rarely they are present, but the third variety, it is not written here. You can write down in your notebook that Third type is combined gallstones, that is they have pure nucleus, that is either it is prepared from any single component, that is either this nucleus it is made from cholesterol or bile pigment or calcium carbonate. So the nucleus is pure, and the shell of this particular nucleus it is mixed, like it is prepared with cholesterol, bile pigment and calcium carbonate. Okay, so either there are two types of combined stones, pure nucleus and mixed shell, or mixed nucleus and pure shell. Okay, so mixed nucleus, that is it may be made up of this calcium carbonate, cholesterol and bile pigment, or cholesterol and bile pigment, or bile pigment and calcium carbonate, like this mixed nucleus. And the pure shell, it is either made from cholesterol, bile pigment or calcium carbonate. Okay, so third variety, it is combined gallstones. So there are three types of gallstones or cholelithiasis, that is pure gallstones made from a single component, that is cholesterol, bile pigment and calcium carbonate. Mixed gallstones, they made from these three component or either two component, cholesterol, bile pigment, or either bile pigment, calcium carbonate, or cholesterol, calcium carbonate, like this, or they can be made from three component at a time. Third variety, it is combined gallstones, that is they possesses pure nucleus or mixed shell, or mixed nucleus with pure shell. So this is the picture of gallstones. This cholesterol stones, see they are a little bit large in color, large in size, and the color is yellowish white. Then pigment stones, they are small stones like this. They are small stones, round, this small stones, and color is black. And these are the mixed stones, that is they are made from calcium carbonate, then cholesterol and bile pigment. Okay, so these are the three types of stones. Please unmute yourself. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Okay. So this is see this picture of cholesterol stones, that is oval in shape. Here it is characteristically seen. They are a little bit large in color. They are oval in shape. These are the cholesterol stones. These blackberries like stones, they are mixed stones. Okay. See, these are a little grayish color, grayish white color. So they are prepared from calcium carbonate stone. They may be of calcium carbonate stones. This is mixed variety, mixed stones. These are also mixed stones. Okay, so these are the pictures of gallstones. Now etiology or risk factors of cholesterol stones. First we are going to discuss about cholesterol stones. So what are the risk factors? Advancing age, that is as age increases, the chances of formation of gallstones is also increases. So advancing age, it never found in the young age group. Okay. Then second important factor is female sex hormones. Okay, estrogen, progesterone. Mainly is estrogen. So female sex hormones. Then oral contraceptives. If that female is on oral contraceptive, then it is a risk factor for gallstones. Why? Because what is the reason for this is this hormones or oral contraceptive, that is the mainly estrogen, it is more lithogenic, that is it promotes the calculi formation. It promotes the calculi formation. So due to more lithogenic this bile, as a result of cholestatic effect of cholestatic effect of estrogen, it is a more important thing or risk factor for this gallstones. Okay. The next risk factor is pregnancy. In the pregnancy, the chances of gallstone formation get increases. Then obesity, it is again a main factor. Whenever the cholesterol, amount of cholesterol is more in the blood, with obesity, high risk for gallstone formation. Next factor is rapid weight reduction. So whenever there is weight is reduced rapidly, then this chances of cholesterol stone formation increases. Okay. So the next risk factor is rapid weight reduction. Then disorders of bile acid metabolism. So when metabolism of bile acid get disturbed, the chance there is high concentration or increased concentration of bile salts, bile pigments, then there will be more chances of formation of pigment gallstones. Then next is hyperlipidemia, like hypercholesteremia. It is hyperlipidemia also is a risk factor for gallstones formation. So these are the etiological factors or risk factors for cholesterol stones. That is advancing age. As the age increases, then the female sex hormones, that is more get more chances of this gallstone formation is more in the females than males. Then oral contraceptives, the female who is on this oral contraceptives get more chances or risk for these gallstones. Then pregnancy, obesity, rapid weight reduction, disorders of bile acid metabolism, and hyperlipidemia. Now, etiology of pigment stones. Etiology of pigment stones. The first etiology is chronic hemolytic syndrome. Chronic hemolytic syndrome. Then second etiology is biliary infections. Whenever there is infective pathology, the atmosphere for stone formation is created, and because of high concentration of bile acid and the cholesterol, there will be formation of mixed stones or the pigments. We call it as this mixed stones. They are nothing but the pigment stones because they are made from the cholesterol, this bile pigment, and the calcium carbonate. Okay. Then third risk factor or third etiological factor for pigment gallstones is GI disorders. That is Crohn's disease. All of you know what is Crohn's disease. Okay. So chronic hemolytic syndrome, whenever there is chronic hemolysis occurs, in that case there is more what is the reason behind this? Yes, anyone? Yes. What is the reason of chronic hemolytic syndrome? What may be the reason of formation of this pigment stones? Yes. I taught you know what is hemolytic anemia, hemolysis, what happens after hemolysis. Yes. Vallabh, remembering? Vallabh is there for today's lecture?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes,
So-
yes, ma'am.
So what is the
Ma'am,
reason?
Due to chronic hemolytic syndrome, there is of and that's why there is increase in the calcium level.
Any other reason of hemolysis? Going to get this pigment gallstones? Yes. What happens whenever there is hemolysis? Yes, fate of RBC, remembering?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
what happens in that? What happens with bilirubin? It is a pigment, no?
Yes.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
Brown black stones.
I'm asking what happens? What is the reason of this pigment stones in chronic hemolytic syndrome? You are not revising this the system.
Ma'am, chronic hemolytic syndrome causes bilirubin
Huh?
concentration. No,
Increases
that's
bilirubin.
why it creates gallstones.
Which bilirubin? Conjugated, unconjugated?
Unconjugated.
Unconjugated.
Unconjugated. Unconjugated bilirubin or conjugated bilirubin?
Unconjugated.
Unconjugated.
So, ma'am, conjugated bilirubin.
Huh? Yes? Whether it is conjugated or unconjugated?
Conjugated.
Yes. Because it passes through the liver, no? And
Yes.
later on it enters into the gallbladder. Okay? After
Yes.
conjugation. Unconjugated bilirubin remains in the blood, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Whenever
And
there
ma'am,
is, yes?
in fate of RBC, first one there is unconjugated, and then it's converted into
Yes.
conjugated bilirubin.
In the liver,
this,
no? In the
yes,
liver,
yes.
yes. So whenever it comes in the gallbladder, in the hepatic circulation, after hepatic circulation, it enters into the,
Gallbladder.
yes, so it should be conjugated, no?
Yes, yes.
So chronic hemolytic syndrome is the cause. So you should correlate and you should think like that way, okay? Biliary infections, okay? And GI disorders. Now, pathogenesis of cholesterol stones, okay? Cholesterol is rendered soluble in the bile by aggregation with water soluble bile salts. These bile salts, they are water soluble and water insoluble lecithin. Okay. So this cholesterol, it get soluble form, or it get mixed in the bile by aggregation with water soluble bile salts and water insoluble lecithin. These both act as a detergent. So whenever, so this cholesterol, they get mixed with together, no? Why we call it a detergent? Because it get mixed well in the bile. But when cholesterol concentration exceeds the solubilizing capacity of bile, there will be no, cholesterol can no longer remain dispersed and it get nucleates into solid cholesterol monohydrate crystals. Okay, understanding? I will repeat. The cholesterol normally soluble, it becomes soluble in the bile by aggregation with water soluble bile salts and the lecithin, which is insoluble, water insoluble, and both of these act as a detergent for cholesterol. The cholesterol get well mixed with this combination, that is bile salts and lecithin. But when cholesterol concentration exceeds the solubilizing capacity of bile, then this cholesterol can no longer remain dispersed. It could not remain dispersed. It get aggregate. It get nucleates into solid cholesterol monohydrate crystal. So there are four simultaneous defects present in the gallbladder, that is cholesterol gallstone formation involves 4 simultaneous defects. The first is bile must be supersaturated with cholesterol. Bile must be supersaturated with cholesterol. The second is gallbladder hypomotility promotes the nucleation. Gallbladder hypomotility promotes the nucleation. And thirdly, cholesterol nucleation in bile is accelerated. And fourth one is mucus hypersecretion in gallbladder traps the crystal, permitting their aggregation into the stones. Okay. So the first one is bile must be supersaturated with cholesterol. So the supersaturation, that is whenever this more cholesterol it comes in the bile, what may be the cause of this more cholesterol? The first is hypercholesteremia, either obesity or hyperlipidemia or yes, very important cause.
Pregnancy.
No. Rapid weight reduction.
Rapid weight reduction.
Yes. So rapid weight reduction is very, very harmful. Okay. Because chances of cholesterol gallstones will get increases. Okay. So weight reduction, it should be steady and it should be slow. Okay. So the first one is bile must be supersaturated with cholesterol. Why? The supersaturation of bile with cholesterol is a result of hepatocellular hypersecretion of cholesterol. Okay. So this happens because of abnormal regulation of hepatic mechanism for delivering cholesterol to bile. So this cholesterol, it ultimately get delivered to the bile for excretion. Okay. But whenever there is hypersaturation of cholesterol, this abundant free cholesterol is toxic to, it become toxic to gallbladder. Okay, I will repeat. The supersaturation of bile with cholesterol is a result of hepatocellular hypersecretion of cholesterol. So whenever there is hypersecretion of cholesterol, and what is the cause of this? This happens because of abnormal regulation of hepatic mechanism for delivering cholesterol to the bile. And this abundant free cholesterol is toxic to gallbladder. All of this cholesterol could not get saturated in the bile salts and this water soluble bile salts and water insoluble lecithin, because these both, they act as a detergent. Whenever this cholesterol, some molecules, they remain free because of abnormal regulation of hepatic mechanism for delivering cholesterol to the bile. Because of this abnormal mechanism or abnormal regulation of excretion of bile from hepatocytes to the bile duct. Okay. So this, because of abnormal regulation, some cholesterol, it remains free and it proves toxic to the gallbladder. The second is gallbladder hypomotility promotes nucleation. Okay, the second cause of cholesterol gallstone is gallbladder hypomotility. So this gallbladder hypomotility, it ensures due to the muscular stasis. Whenever the muscular stasis appears, to the result both from intrinsic neuromuscular dysmotility and from diminished muscular responsiveness. What is diminished muscular responsiveness? Decrease in cholesterol. The cause behind this is cholecystokinin. Cholecystokinin. It is a, what is the cholecystokinin? Yes, it is a hormone. So the receptors in the gallbladder resulting in stasis of biliary sludge. So decrease in cholecystokinin. Whenever there is diminished muscular responsiveness, there is decrease in cholecystokinin receptors in the gallbladder, resulting in the stasis of bile. They causes stasis of bile. So this gallbladder hypomotility is the cause, or it causes due to muscular stasis. Whenever there is muscular stasis appears. So what is the cause of this muscular stasis? That is intrinsic neuromuscular dysmotility. Whenever there is intrinsic neuromuscular dysmotility and diminished muscular responsiveness. Understanding? This diminished muscular responsiveness for what? To the cholecystokinin. It is the hormone secreted by the gut that promotes gallbladder contraction. This cholecystokinin causes contraction of gallbladder. Okay. Why this cholecystokinin get decreases? Because decrease cholecystokinin receptors in the gallbladder. Okay. So it is a vicious cycle that forms in this for this gallbladder hypomotility. Understanding? Any query? Yes?
No, ma'am.
Understood about the second point, gallbladder hypomotility? What is the cause of gallbladder hypomotility? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
It is due to muscular stasis.
Intrinsic muscular
Muscular
stasis.
stasis,
Diminished,
which
diminished muscular.
results from intrinsic neuromuscular dysmotility
Neuromuscular
and diminished muscular responsiveness to cholecystokinin. It is the hormone secreted by the gut that promotes the gallbladder contraction. Whenever there is decrease in the gallbladder contraction, the stasis of bile occurs. And whenever the bile get in any region for a long time, there is stone formation. There is increased chances of stone formation. Okay, either urine gets stasis. In that case also, the crystals they get saturated and they get there is formation of the renal calculi. Whenever bile stasis occurs, again there is the chances of stones are increased. Okay, the chances of formation of stones are get rises. Okay, understanding my this second point? Yes,
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So third point, cholesterol nucleation in the bile is accelerated. Acceleration of nucleation in the bile. Now this nucleation is further promoted by presence of microprecipitants of inorganic or organic calcium salts. Okay. The nucleation of cholesterol. Why this nucleation occurs? Either the first cause is more number of free cholesterol uh, particles they are present, or due to the microprecipitants of inorganic or organic calcium salts. So as a result of these events, the supersaturated bile, that is why we call it as supersaturated, because of presence of more cholesterol in the bile. Okay, so the supersaturated bile, as a result of these events, the supersaturated bile is sequestrated in the hypomotile gallbladder. So these things, they are interrelated. That first the bile must be supersaturated. The second is gallbladder hypomotility due to some neuromuscular defects. Okay, and diminished muscular responsiveness towards cholecystokinin, because this cholecystokinin, it promotes the contraction of gallbladder. Whenever there is stasis of, or whenever there is hypomotility of gallbladder, there is stasis of bile. Now the stasis of bile, it promotes the cholesterol nucleation. Okay, in presence of the inorganic and organic calcium salts. Okay. Now fourth point, that is mucus hypersecretion in the gallbladder traps the crystal, permitting their aggregation into stones. So this hypersecretion of gallbladder mucus completes the tetralogy, as the cholesterol crystals are trapped for sustained period, enabling their growth into microscopic this concretions, macroscopic concretions, that is nucleation. It is nothing but the nucleation. It again promotes the stone formation. That is, whenever there is hyper secretions of this mucus, gallbladder mucus, it traps the cholesterol crystals. The cholesterol crystals, they get trapped for a long period. They get trapped for a long period, enabling their growth into macroscopic concretions. Though they promotes their growth in macroscopic concretions. They get concreted one after another, and they forms stones. That is cholesterol stones. Understood? This what are the four stimulus for cholesterol stone formation? Yes.
Yes.
Is there any query?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I will repeat that there are four stimulus for cholesterol gallstone formation. The first one is bile must be supersaturated with cholesterol. How this cholesterol gets supersaturated? Yes. How this cholesterol gets supersaturated?
Because of increase in concentration of cholesterol.
Yes.
There is rapid weight reduction and
yes, whenever there is rapid weight reduction, whenever there is hypercholesteremia, whenever there is hyperlipidemia or obesity, in that particular atmosphere, whenever this cholesterol concentration is more in the blood, again, one reason is defective transport. The one reason for this is defective regulation, because or abnormal regulation. We call it as abnormal regulation of hepatic mechanism for delivering the cholesterol towards bile. Okay. So in that case also, this bile get super saturated with cholesterol. How this gets saturated? Cholesterol in presence of bile salts and in presence of lecithin. Okay, the bile contains bile salts which are water soluble and lecithin which is water insoluble. Both of this acts as a detergent for cholesterol, and cholesterol, it get easily dissolved in the bile normally. But in these four conditions, that is either the patient is having hypercholesteremia or obesity or rapid weight reduction, so in that atmosphere, there is more and more cholesterol gets synthesized by the liver, and there is abnormal transport towards bile or abnormal regulation of cholesterol towards bile. In that case, there is more free radicals or free molecules of cholesterol. They remain in the bile, which proves toxic to the gallbladder. Okay. How toxic? That we have discussed. Okay. So the second cause of this cholesterol gallstone formation is gallbladder hypomotility. Okay, gallbladder hypomotility. It is due to muscular stasis because of intrinsic neuromuscular dysmotility and diminished muscular responsiveness to the cholecystokinin. Cholecystokinin is a hormone secreted by the gut which promotes gallbladder contractions. Then cholesterol nucleation in the bile is accelerated with the with presence of the microprecipitants like organic, inorganic or organic calcium salts. Okay, so this bile, it get sequestrated in hypomotile gall bladder. And fourthly, the mucus, it traps the this cholesterol crystals, and there will be formation of macroscopic concretions, and there is formation of gallstones, that is cholesterol gallstones. Okay, see, these are the predisposing factors, that is increasing age, effects of estrogen, then female sex hormone, medications with oral contraceptive pills or hormone replacement therapy. It is readable, no? All of you? Yes, this slide
Yes,
is
ma'am.
readable?
Yes, yes,
Okay, okay.
yes, yes.
Then obesity, drugs, hereditary factors, that is family history of gallstones, then inborn errors of metabolism such as hyperlipidemia, then uh, this is not applicable for us, that is Native Americans and Northern Europeans. It is more commonly seen in that particular person. So this predisposing factors, there is increased secretions of cholesterol by liver, supersaturation of bile, nucleation and stone formation. Then the supersaturation of bile, it causes hypomotility of gallbladder. It may be due to total parental nutrition or spinal cord injury. It promotes the hypomotility of gallbladder due to some neuromuscular defects. It gives rise to bile stasis. This bile stasis again promotes nucleation. Supersaturation of bile promotes nucleation, and it ultimately there is stone formation. Again, one factor is there, decreased anti-nucleating proteins and increase pro-nucleating proteins. Okay, it is again it is related with the cholecystokinin. So this is the diagrammatic representation of this pathogenesis of cholesterol gallstones. Now, pathogenesis of pigment stones. Pathogenesis of pigment stones. So they are the complex mixture of abnormal insoluble calcium salts of unconjugated bilirubin along with inorganic calcium salts. Okay, this pigment stones. So what are the constituents of pigment stones? Yes, what are the constituents? Yes. What are the constituents of pigment stones?
Cholesterol, bile pigment,
Yes. Then,
Proteins.
yes. We call it as bilirubin calcium salts. Calcium salts are also present in pigment stones.
calcium carbonate are also present.
Yes, yes, yes. So this bilirubin calcium salts, we call it as the pigment stones. Okay. They are the mixed stones, mixed gallstones. They are the complex mixture or abnormal insoluble calcium salts of unconjugated bilirubin along with inorganic calcium salts. So we call them as a pigment stones. This unconjugated bilirubin is normally a minor component of bile but increases in case of infections of biliary tract. So whenever the infections of biliary tract increases, there is this unconjugated bilirubin. They promotes or they mixed with inorganic calcium salts and they forms a pigment gallstones. Which type of infections? E. coli, that is Escherichia coli, or Ascaris, that is Ascaris is a nothing but parasite. Okay, Ascaris lumbricoides. The full name of this parasite is Ascaris lumbricoides and liver flukes. They increases the pigment gallstones. So these are the causes of again pigment gallstones. What are the other conditions? That is hemolytic syndrome, chronic hemolytic syndromes, then GI disorders, that is Crohn's disease, also accelerate or promotes this pigment gallstones. Okay. So this is again pathogenesis. One more slide, that is cholesterol stone, pathogenesis of gallstones. See, if the bile is supersaturated with cholesterol, gallbladder hypomotility promotes nucleation, a precipitation of cholesterol from bile into the vesicles. Then cholesterol nucleation in the bile is accelerated. Mucus hypersecretion traps the crystals and permitting aggregation into stones. Okay. Pathogenesis of pigment stones, hemolytic anemias, and infections of biliary tract, increase unconjugated bilirubin in biliary tree from precipitates, insoluble calcium by bilirubinate salts. Okay, that this is the pathogenesis of pigment stones, and this is pathogenesis of cholesterol stones. Okay. Now again, this is the picture of cholecystitis. We call it as gallstone formation. This is see, this is the picture of normal duct. This is cystic duct, common hepatic duct. It opens into the cystic duct. It gets get attached with this common hepatic duct. Then there is common bile duct here. Okay. Pangastric duct, duodenum, ampulla of Richter here, and this get attached towards duodenum. It is the normal tract, and in this, what happens when there is any stuck gallstone? This gallstone gets stuck in the cystic duct, that is the neck of bladder, and it may causes biliary colic whenever this gallstone it touches to the wall. Whenever there is contraction of gallbladder, it gives inflammation to the gallbladder wall of the gallbladder get inflamed due to the repeated impaction of this stone while contraction. So this will give rise to biliary colic or cholecystitis, and this is cholelithiasis. Okay, cholangitis. This is cholangitis. This duct nuclear, this is a stuck stone into the common bile duct. We call it as cholangitis. So these are the this is the pathology of cholecystitis. Again, one of the picture with distended common because of impaction of this stone into the cystic duct, that is the neck of gallbladder. Okay, this causes distension of the gallbladder, more distension. These are again various stones are present in the gallbladder. They remain silent if the while the act in the act of contraction, some of the stones they come inside the this cystic duct and they get impacted. So they causes inflammation around. Okay. So this is the inflammation you can see because of obstruction. So it also causes distended common hepatic duct. Okay, this inflammation, it closes the common hepatic duct, so there will be distension of common hepatic duct. Okay. Now clinical features of this cholecystitis. Clinical features of cholecystitis. So in the clinical features, there are biliary pains, which tends to excruciating or constant or colicky associated with cholecystitis. So these biliary pains, they may be associated with fever, chills, okay, because of inflammatory pathology. If there is cholecystitis along with cholelithiasis, then there is fever, chills, which may cause excruciating pains. The pains may be constant or colicky. What is difference between constant and colicky pains? Yes, you must have known. What is colicky pains?
Colicky pains are severe abdominal pain.
Yes, severe abdominal pain. We call them as colicky pains, we can see on the face of that patient whenever the patient is in colicky pains. Okay, so we can uh, diagnose that it is colicky pains, sudden pains, acute pains, excruciating pains. Okay, the pains, sometimes the pains may be constant. Okay, it may be associated with slight increase in temperature, and there may be chills along with this if there is cholecystitis, that is inflammation of gallbladder. Then what are the now before going towards complication, we will discuss about morphology of this stones. We will again repeat about the morphology of cholesterol stones and pigment stones, because many times commonly it is asked. So the morphology of pure cholesterol stones, what is the morphology? That is, they are pale yellow, they are round, they are oval, they may
Oval in
have,
shape.
yes, they may have finely granular, then they may be hard, there may be hard external surface, it may be finely granular. The surface of these stones, you can see clearly in the picture of this, the previous slides. Yes, in this picture you can see it is granular. No, the surface is granular, it is not looking smooth, it is granular. Okay, here also you can see there are small spikes, small granules present on the surface. Okay, so the external surface may be hard, it is finely granular, they are oval, they are rounded, okay, and pale yellowish whitish in color. Most often multiple stones present that range up to several centimeters in diameter. The range is from several centimeter in diameter. It is no, there is no definite range. See here, there are multiple stones, no, cholesterol stones. But commonly these cholesterol stones, they are present single, as a single. Now pigment stones, these are the mixed stones. They may be mixed stones. Now pigment stones, the color is blackish, brownish color like this, blackish, brownish color, or black stones like this. They are found in the sterile gallbladder. Okay, they are present in the sterile gallbladder. Why we call it as sterile? With no inflammation, no inflammatory exudate. Okay, we call it as a sterile gallbladder. While brown stones are found in the infected intrahepatic or extrahepatic duct. The white, this brown stones like this brown stones, they are present in the infected intrahepatic or extrahepatic duct. These blackish stones, they are found in the sterile gallbladder, whether these brownish stones, they are present in the infected intrahepatic or extrahepatic ducts. So this is the morphology of gallstones, that is pure cholesterol stones and pigment stones. Should I repeat morphology? Yes?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So the last part of our lecture is complications of cholecystitis. Complications like empyema, that is inflammatory exudate with some bacteria, secondary bacterial infection, empyema or bacterial exudates. They are present in the circulation, systemic circulation. We call it as empyema. Then there may be perforation or fistula formation. Then inflammation of biliary tract, pancreatitis, and obstructive cholestasis. So these are the complications of cholelithiasis. Today we discussed about cholelithiasis, and tomorrow we are going to discuss about cholecystitis. It is a small topic, may ask for 5 marks, because we are going to finish that cholecystitis, and then we will go towards our next endocrinal pathological topics. Either we will start with thyroid diseases or diabetes mellitus. Okay. Any queries related to today's topic? Yes. Any queries? No, I think there is FMT lecture, no, at 4 p.m. today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I am going to end this meeting. Please send me your attendance, okay, on paper. Take a picture and send me like yesterday's. Okay. If there is any query, you can ask me tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today's present students are 34 out of 40.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to end this meeting right now.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
किसी को चालते कसं कसं